Broken Ground, and today I want to talk to you about plants that are still growing in my outdoor garden in November. So these are plants that have withstood below freezing temperatures with a little bit of protection. So I have put both frost cloths and a blanket over top of these plants when the nighttime temperatures have gone below freezing, but they've been able to withstand temperatures in the teens in Fahrenheit, which is fairly impressive. So the plants that I still have growing in my garden, and you can see in the back here, I've put the rest of my garden to bed, but there are these little plants throughout the garden that are still going. Those plants are parsley. So I still have some beautiful parsley here in the garden that's continuing to produce, and I'm continuing to harvest from it. Super tasty still. And then the other plant that's still going in my garden is kale. So I had a volunteer kale at the beginning of the season, and it kind of grew crazy and big, and that is continuing to produce still. Looking a little raggedy, granted, and it's also because the weight of the frost cloth and the weight of the blanket has kind of squished it down. But we are still harvesting from that plant and making kale salads. And then the third plant that's still growing in my garden is chard. That's still producing beautiful leaves and has withstood these below freezing temperatures. So again, one thing to realize is that at this time of year, plants will not grow as quickly because we have less daylight hours. So that's a consideration. But there are several other plants in addition to these that would do fine in an outdoor garden if they were protected at this time of year. And those are things like peas, like spinach, like lettuce. Again, what we deem cool season crops. So you'll notice, of course, all of my hot crops in my outdoor garden are no longer, they've been gone for a very long time. But these cool season crops are quite hardy and able to withstand a certain amount of below freezing temperatures if they are protected. So again, this is a really good option. If you don't have the budget or the space for a greenhouse, being able to cover these crops with hoops, with frost cloth, and with blankets will extend your season quite significantly. So the other surprise that I've found is that there are a few perennial plants that are still going without any protection. And those are my mint. Some of the flowers have, of course, died back and gotten frosted, but a lot of the leaves are still perfectly fine. My sage is still going, and some of my thyme is still going. So those three plants, again, zero protection, and they're still able to go. So you know that if you are in a cold climate and you want some plants that continue to yield well into the fall, these are some options. Now, there's a caveat here that, of course, our climate is changing and we've had a particularly mild fall, but we still have had those temperatures in the teens, which makes me think that, of course, these are able to withstand a significant temperature drop. You know, with a lot of these crops, it's all about insulation. And so the more insulation that you can provide, that blanket layer really makes a difference. So let me know if you have any questions. Thank you so much for watching, and I look forward to seeing you soon.